Hi, how y'all doing? It's November the 20th, 2025, here in Ontario, Canada. Skies are the same as they've been for the last couple of days, blue with clouds. It's chilly though, it was like -6 in the rise. The wind's cold. I was having a really good day yesterday. Got a lot of things accomplished, right? And then, so last night I went to bed, and about 10 o'clock, just before I went to dozed off, my left leg decided to tighten up. And it started twitching my toes, wanted my foot to cramp up. So I sat up and I used my spray and I sprayed the heck out of my muscles down my legs and sat here and worked on my foot, tried to crack my ankle, right? For about half an hour. Then I finally gave up and I laid back down and went to sleep. Then I woke up at 2:22, right? It was weird. I was laying on my right side and just above my hip bone, like just above it, I felt something go down and move down towards my right side from my left side. And then my hip just started aching. And I was like, what the was that, right? So, yeah, I was just dealing with that. And then I dreamt all night. I don't recall. Got up early, like 6 o'clock, right? And then I learned that the Schuman had spiked overnight. So, if you woke up, that's probably what it was, right? Um, I just feel icky ever since I got up today. I'm having an icky day. Lots of pressure in my head, my back, my foot, my leg, my every bone in my body is being icky today. I was noticing my window in my room was really dirty, so I texted my friend Tass and asked her if she wanted to do a little job, and she said sure. So she came and cleaned out my area, the window and stuff, right? Which is nice. It needed it. It's clean now, right? It's not perfect, but almost. It's good enough for me, right? Considering I wasn't the one that was doing it. So yeah. Um, I was telling her about I feel so sorry for caterpillars, right? Turning into butterflies, the hell that they must go through in that cocoon, right? I think I'm empathizing with them today. But I remember listening to Katharina Bless on YouTube. She's into homeopathy, right? Naturopathy, and said that when you treat an illness in the body with homeopathy, that it seems to get worse before it gets better. And that's what I think we're going through with the DNA upgrade right now. It's probably why I feel so yucky today, right? It's a shift, a change. And I was telling my friend how I've been like pooping, like for the last week or two, I've been pooping like 3 times in the rise when I get up. It's like you have to make sure you get there because it's coming no matter what you say. It's not diarrhea, but it's just fast, right? And she said she's been going through the same thing. So I wonder if you all been experiencing something like that too, right? That with the Schuman and what the sun's doing, it's killing the parasites in our body, right? So this is the homeopathy part. You know what I mean? Because it wants to hold on. It doesn't want to die, right? So it's gonna struggle, which causes ickiness, the pain, the diarrhea, whatever it is, phlegm, whatever it is, right? It's all a symptom of the parasites dying, right? And not wanting to, but they have no choice, right? They gotta go. We're in a different part of time and space. So yeah. Schumann today is 39. It was 14 yesterday. It's 39 today. It's quite the spike. I think that's why I'm feeling so icky. It's crazy. We're in the new moon too. It started last night, I think, around 1:40 something. So that's probably what I felt just before I woke up at 2:22. Right? It came in hard physically for me. At least it wasn't a mental thing, it was just a physical thing. Although I almost cried yesterday. I was sitting there and I was watching a YouTube. I know, it just, something made me want to cry. And I looked at it and I said to myself, why is this making me want to cry? Right? It was about how a woman stood up against her husband for all the abuse that he put her through in her life. Right? She had had enough. She had a knife to his throat. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. And it made me cry. Or I almost cried. I stopped myself because I questioned it, right? But I've been through a lot of life situations like that a couple of times. Not where I had a knife. Well, I did have a knife to one guy, right? Because I had had enough. I was, 33 then. He had done something terrible. And then came home and told me about it. And I was going to end him. And if it wasn't for my little brother and his wife walking in, I would have. But yeah, everything happens for a reason. I wasn't meant to, was it? Was I? Because if it was, it would have happened. Oh, something else too. I looked up through help another guy I've been watching on YouTube, right? And I looked up the etymology of the word comet. And do you know what it means? Dragon is one of the meanings for comet, right? And they're saying that the three-eye atlas comets, whatever it is, they're not sure, right? They're going to try to turn it into a spaceship, so it's going to come attack us. You know what I mean? That'll be their alien threat. But anyways, the 3-1 atlas could be a dragon because they're saying it has CO2 around it, and they can't explain it in jets, right? Well, that's what a dragon would breathe, would be oxygen, right? CO2. You know what I mean? I believe the man I was watching was talking about King David in the Old Testament and how a dragon's going to come with fire burnt, with eyes, nose, breathing fire. Oh, just a bunch of different stuff, right? And it really resonated for some reason. So what if it's a giant dragon, right? That's why it maneuvers here and there. And the thrusters are calling, or saying they're calling the jets coming out from it or whatever, right? They're going to turn it into engines, right, for their spacecraft. What if it's the energy that he uses or she uses to fly, right? The turbulence, whatever. We don't know. We're not up there, right? I thought it resonates with me. See, the spaceship thing didn't resonate with me, but the dragon, it resonates with me. So I found that very interesting. So now every time they report something, I go on etymology, right, online website and put in the words that are brought to my attention because I've been getting codes, right, just by people talking and watching YouTube, and it has nothing to do with anything, but yet I get a code from it. I look it up, and sure as shit, it means something that you think it doesn't mean, right? So, yeah, like the C1 Atlas, the vertebrae on our neck, right, on the top of our neck. It's another way of 3-1 Atlas. So, interesting. And then I was telling Tass I was complaining while she was washing my window and the sill and all that. Because I'm very icky. Every time I move, I'm like, ow, ow, right? And it's just like overwhelming today. As I was saying how, or I was talking about my grandchildren, saying, you know, I have like 7, 8 grandchildren that I'm not a part of their life. And she goes, why not? You're awesome, right? And I was like, because their fathers have them and stuff like that. A couple got put up for adoption, you know? And this is the way that what the chosen go through, right? They try to break you from early childhood. They know exactly who you are before you're born, right? Or when you're born, just from your birth chart, your location, stuff like that, right? That's your energy signature when you're coming in, too. And so they put you in a hard life with a narcissistic family, with sending negative energy people to you that you fall in love with, like my husband's, ex-husbands, that harm you, abuse you, stuff like that. Narcissistic people, I suppose we could say, or people with narcissistic tendencies that act upon them. And yeah, they just make life really hard on you, right? Addictions, all kinds of stuff, right? They're trying to break you down so that you'll quit, so that you won't ascend because you're the glitch in the matrix, right? And I said to her, I said, I think that's why my grandchildren aren't in my life. I said, can you imagine if they were? Would I be teaching them? You know what I mean? I'd be teaching them all about how religion, the cult of religions work, and about everything that I talked to you guys about, right? So they couldn't have that, have those young people grow up being glitches in the matrix, questioning everything that the indoctrination schools have been teaching them, right? Or training them, right? I said, so that's probably why my grandchildren aren't a part of my life. Trying to break me too, right? They wouldn't want me influencing my grandchildren. It's against their social engineering, having the children listen to the elders' wisdom, right? They become a threat too. So this is what they do to the chosen, right? But I said to her, they made a mistake, right? Because what doesn't kill us, kills us, makes us stronger, right? And there's nothing, they can't win against us. There is no winning. I said, if they wanted to beat us, they would have had to give us our best life ever from the time we were born, right? So we wouldn't question. We just learn to be that person, excuse me, that has everything, right? And wants to be part of everything. That's how they would have indoctrinated us, but they fucked up, right? That's why I say they're not smart. I've heard a lot of different YouTubers talking about the powers that were and all that, and how smart they were, how well they devised all these plans and all these gatekeepers. And to me, I look at everything they've done, and I think they weren't very smart at all. Because if they were, I wouldn't know about it, right? They had they weren't complete in their work. They half-assed it, right? It wasn't a mind great enough to think about people like me. And there's a lot of people like me that think the same way I do. They're just not in my vicinity because that's part of the program too, right? Right. All right. I just wanted to share a video with you today. Be good people. Tell no lies. Cause no harm. I love you all's consciousness. Every day I'm stronger than the day before. Every day the Ascension symptoms flow through my body with ease more than the day before. Every day I have more gratitude than the day before. Oh, I heard something too. I can't remember who I was watching on YouTube. But remember I told you about that white light that goes like that in my vision through my room? Possibility? It could be an interdimensional rod spaceship sort of thing. They can go right through, yeah, without you knowing, without it knowing. I thought it kind of does look like a rod. It's a tiny little white light that just goes boom down, right? Interesting. I wonder if that's what I'm seeing. Means my third eye is opening more. All right. I love you all to consciousness. I hope you're all doing well. Love yourself. Stay hydrated. Water hydrates the cells in my body. All right? Rest. We got some energy coming up, folks, with Sagittarius season here. Might get a little bit wild out there, right? Especially with the Sages. Hence my son that blew off half his thumb, right? He was born on the cusp. I believe Sunday's his birthday. So yeah. Alright. Did I say my closing line? I don't know. We'll just say goodbye. Until next time. Bye.